Hey everyone, good morning. Today we're going to be working on my 1972 Bronco. I'm doing specifically a headlight upgrade for it. These are the original halogens that came with these when they were built, and they work, but honestly when you're out late at night you can't really see much of anything at all on the road in front of you, which is not something you really want. I picked up a new harness from Tom's Off-Road, which provides you with a little bit of everything. It's got a couple fuses that you attach to the battery leads, a couple of relays and a diode for if you're running like something like halos or something, as well as male and female connectors for both driver and passenger light, as well as back to the original harness for your truck, so that it just runs off the headlight switch. It's all plug and play. They also give you this handy dandy little wiring diagram here, which you can find on their website as well. No matter what headlights you have, these are a really good upgrade to have anyway. They will now take the power out of through the main switch through the cab and put it into these harnesses through these relays. Instead, you'll get a more powerful light output because you get more power directly to the headlights as opposed to being rerouted through the switch into the cab, just a much longer direction for the power to travel. The headlights that we're going to be putting in these is something I've been wanting a real long time. These are fantastic looking headlights from KC Highlights. I really enjoy the kind of the sort of neutral aesthetic. They don't have like the circles and all the other gizmos and stuff that some of the other ones do. I think these are a nice sleek option to put in these. Again, factory plug and play with the H4 connector. These are the same as TJ Wranglers and a couple of other rigs that use the same kind of like 7-inch round headlight. And I actually got these from a guy local to me. Luckily, they were brand new in box and everything, but he decided not to use them. These are a little bit expensive, so that was kind of the only way that I was willing to spring for them, as if they were a couple $100 less than they are normally. I think MSRP on these runs in like the $670 range, somewhere in there. So you're probably about $700 all at the door for these if you bought them brand new online or something. So anyway, today we're going to be swapping those out. Should be pretty simple. Tom's has a really great video on how to run this harness. Go check out their website if you want to see how that's done. I'm not going to go too much into detail because it's already so well done. I don't need to redo what they've already done. So I'm going to start pulling apart the bezels here, pull the headlights out, pull the other side out, and then I'll start to show you how I've set it up. Okay, we've got both headlights out now. We've got pretty easy, it's just this one trim ring on the outside with 3 screws. And on the headlight, just outside of it as well as another trim ring, again, 3 screws. You usually can loosen these, and then a couple of the holes there have an opening where you can turn it to the side, at least on this one. It has these kind of slotted ones versus these are fixed, so I guess it depends on what you have, and why I have 2 different ones I have no idea. And then you pull the headlight out itself. It's pretty easy. Pull the plug, pops right out the front. That's all. Now would be a pretty good time to replace these fancy little adjuster screws that angle, tilt up and left right the headlight when you have it installed. These are available from any of the Bronco vendors as well. I just happen to have a couple already laying around from having to fix one of them that fell apart on a previous time, so I have like 3 or 4 of these. So I've got a couple on at least the driver's side that you can't see that are kind of out of whack, so I'm going to replace a couple of these at the same time. That way our headlights are working perfectly, they can be adjusted how they should be, and will get us the best light output possible. All right, definitely a little easier said than done on those. What I ended up having to do was pull the black metal part clip off of the plastic, insert the clip first, and then drive the plastic in. This is not exactly the easiest thing to do. It's a very tight fit, but it's also going to be super secure now that it's in there. Okay, now once you have your headlight screws adjusted, there's a nice little groove behind the screw head. And I'll grab one here and show you. It's a nice little groove right there that you can kind of see. That goes in the slot where those two little tabs are on each side. And then you can adjust the in and out on the screw to get the headlights aimed the right way. You want to make sure that the spring that you lost 15 minutes ago and spent 6 laps walking around your shop trying to find is back installed there. And we're ready to start putting the new headlight in the socket. Okay, then you drop the headlight in, install the chrome ring around it with the 3 little keeper screws, and there's one down below. It kind of gets a little funky in there, but it fits in just fine once you get it aligned perfectly fine. There's some plastic clips right behind where the screws are molded into the headlight itself. They kind of fit into some openings on the original bucket. So it helps you kind of line it up and get it dropped in. Once you get that in, kind of eyeball the adjustment screws slightly to get you kind of in the ballpark, and then we'll throw on the chrome ring and this side's installed. Now I realize here I have a particular advantage with installing the headlights on this truck because I have a significant amount of weight reduction, as you can see, through the hood. And then we'll look back at the back of the headlight buckets here. So I've got a lot of room in this rig. You'll obviously, depending on what kind of setup you have, if you have inner fenders still, this is probably going to be a bit more challenging to get in there and reach. But yeah, I've got a little bit of lightning in this one that makes this kind of easy to reach in there and get to. Wiring for the Tom's Bronco harness is, like I said before, a really good guide on their site. I suggest using it, but quick overview, since obviously there's no battery under here, and again, your mileage may vary depending on your rig, but in this case, this is gonna be my battery hot right here, connected to the 2 leads, run down to the fusible links, kind of snakes around, and the 2 on the right are going to be the relays for this harness. Here's the diode that's just kind of hanging out right now. But those 2 screwed into the core support. Come on down to this nest, but you can see the ground is in, and as well as the back of the headlight. Run that all through. Come across the front here, tuck your wiring up as cleanly as you can, and there's the other side. So now that that's all done, it all looks clean and tidy. Let's see how they look. KC highlights 7-inch LEDs are installed, and they look fantastic. You're gonna have to grab your screwdriver and head out at night to make sure they get aimed correctly and you're not blinding other drivers. But otherwise, all done. Enjoy the night vision, I suppose. Thanks again. See ya.